Alright, we should be recording. Let's hope the video actually works this time. This is basically just going to be a temporary recap of what we've already gone through in the previous episode 17. Hopefully with video this time.
Hey, Welkin. They called you in too, Faldio? Yeah, looks like they've got all the squad leaders assembled. Must be something big.
It looks like all of you made it. You've probably already guessed why you're here now. The militia will be staging a suppression op, using all of its forces.
A suppression op, Captain?
As you know, the Empire has a series of camps spread throughout the B.O.S. Badlands. Each of your squads will work separately to strike them simultaneously.
I see. If we attack them at the same time, we won't have to worry about reinforcements.
Correct. Welkin, your squad will take the camp located atop the northern B.O.S. Mesa.
Yes, Captain.
The operation begins tomorrow morning. Be sure you're fully rested. Dismissed.
Honestly, I'm going to be blunt. I've never actually tried to replay these missions after they've been completed other than playing them on the New Game Plus, so I don't know if this is going to work. Nope. Okay, I cannot replay the mission. All I can really do is replay the cutscene. So unfortunately, all of my footage regarding completing this mission is still basically ghosted. Not that there was much to see anyway. But at least we get to redo the cutscenes so you can get a basic grasp of what I was talking about the last time this was all happening. Basically put some video to the audio. I would have liked to edit this to where it actually overlapped with the previous episode, but unfortunately I don't have any actual edit software. Woohoo!
Good to see you. Looks like you made it through. You too. And the other squads are back. Seems the B.O.S. suppression was successful.
Lieutenant Gunther, we've made camp for the night, sir.
Okay, great. Let's finish setting the... Alicia, your arm's bleeding. Are you all right?
Huh? Oh, something this small should heal up in no time. I'll be fine.
Here, let me take a look. You've been shot. Lucky thing it only hit your arm. Does it hurt bad?
A little.
It doesn't look too deep, but it still needs to be properly dressed. Sit tight. I'll get you patched up. You still need to finish getting Squad 7 settled. Thanks, Faldio. I know she'll be in good hands.
Yeah, real good hands. No, up until stupid.
Please. Leaving a lady to bleed would go against my gentleman's morals.
Yeah, but shooting them sure doesn't.
Well, thank you, Faldio.
While you're watching this, I'm gonna go test something.
Say, Welkin. Already asleep, huh? No worries. I guess I'll just come back tomorrow. Huh? Alicia. What's going on?
Okay, sorry about the brief delay. Had to go test and see if it was actually recording or not. Basically, I just went to another computer and checked the monitor to see if it was recording. I wish I had a double monitor setup, but that's expensive and I don't have the resources to buy it. Yay!
It's another big day for Squad 7. Oh, morning, Isara. Here, let me help you with that.
Thank you kindly, Alicia. Are you certain your arm is all right?
Fine. Ugh, see? No problem, even with the heavy stuff.
Well, I'm glad. Just be sure you take it slow.
I will. Thanks.
Alicia,
Oh, Faldio. Thanks again for yesterday.
sure. Tell me, how is your arm doing now?
I woke up this morning and it was all better. It isn't even sore anymore.
Not at all. I've had bruises last a week, and yours was a gunshot.
Ever since I was a kid, I've been quick to recover. Bet you're jealous, huh?
Well, just as long as you're all right. Still, be sure to take it slow.
Isara just said the same thing.
Mike?
Oh, hi, Hans. What, is it time for breakfast?
Mike!
I'd better get cooking then. Well, I've got to head off.
Sure. Don't want people going hungry. Alicia.
Oops, overshot it a bit.
Thank you for coming, soldiers. I apologize for the lack of notice. I've called you for a special operation. You'll be liberating Gallian hostages. I'm issuing this order on my own authority. I haven't reported it. I'll bear the risk.
You don't have Army clearance? Why not report it, Captain?
There will be no questions. You need only perform the mission as directed. The enemy are what's left of the Thousand camp. They're holed up in a house on the outskirts of the city.
Yeah, come to think of it, I think this guy would have made a much better bad guy to show in the events of Thousand than turning Gregor into your typical Nazi overlord type. I think I said that roughly in the last video, but I really feel like this guy would have made a much better character to show that this is the reason the Thousand camp was in such a terrible state, because this guy was one of the guys in charge of it. And also the guy who ordered the burning of the Darskin prisoners. I think that would have made a lot more sense, story-wise, than just being like, oh, yeah, by the way, Gregor's evil. You can kill him without regrets, just, he's evil.
Your objectives are to return all hostages and capture or eliminate all Imperials. The enemy is led by a man named Geld. Georgios Geld. He tortured and murdered Gallians in the First European War. He warrants no pity.
Georgios Geld? Is this about...
Prepare for deployment immediately. You are dismissed.
The captain didn't seem like her usual self. It was almost scary.
No surprise there. She's been living the last 20 years to get revenge on Geld.
What? Revenge for what?
Back in EW1, she and I were called into the militia, just like you kids now. She and a buddy of mine, Frederick, were in the same squad and fell for each other hard. But the enemy got Frederick one day. Word is, the enemy captain tortured him to death.
That enemy captain was Georgios Geld.
See, it would have made sense for Zaka to say that with that kind of statement if he already understood exactly the kind of person Georgios Geld actually was.
When the war ended, she stayed on. My guess is it was just for a chance at revenge.
That's terrible. I had no idea.
So this is Georgios Geld. Taking civilian prisoners violates treaty law, does it not?
Please forgive me. We just wanted to see our homes again, that's all. I'd have released the hostages along the way. It's true, Valkyria strike me down.
Silence! Who'd believe the words of scum like you? I've no doubt you'd slaughter them all. Your evil won't go unpunished. You are hereby sentenced to death by firing squad.
But, Captain Virat, prisoners of war have a right to a formal trial. You can't just...
I can and will. I'll kill him myself if I have to. I'll take full responsibility.
If you do this, you'll be discharged from the militia, Captain.
And what of it? I've lived for the day I end this man's life. It's all I can do for Frederick now. There's nothing else left.
Don't do this, Elle.
Largo. Why? Why stop me? This snake of a man killed Frederick. He butchered our friend. Frederick died horribly, tortured, broken. Doesn't that make you angry?
Course it does, Elle. I could wring the rat bastard's neck myself. But do you think Frederick would want that? Think he'd want you to bloody your hands? Back then, us three were always talking about how we'd build a peaceful Gallia. Frederick's gone, but I know he'd still want that, even now.
Largo.
You didn't stick around the Force this long just to take revenge, Elle. You stayed for a chance to give yourself this new beginning. Don't cry, Elle. If you'll have me.
Finally back in friendly territory again. That could have ended exceptionally badly. Thank goodness the Gallians are weak.
Halt! Identify yourself.
Captain Georgios Geld. I was returned as part of a prisoner exchange.
So you're Geld, are you? I hear you took non-Darkson civilians as hostages. That was after serving time for abuse of captives in the First European War, correct?
Yes. But that was a long time ago, and...
Lord Commander Maximilian is a strict man on protocol. You've roused quite a fire in him. You're to be court-martialed forthwith. Brace yourself for the worst, Captain.
No, but I...
Take him away.
Stop! No! Let me go! No! I don't want to die! This can't really be... I don't want to die!
If you really think about the reason why he was executed, it actually kind of makes a twisted sense. Maximilian prides himself as a person who values soldiers based on their abilities and their contributions. Geld was a person who literally existed just to torture people and honestly just was a generally bad commander. Also, he was a coward. More than likely, he was being executed, probably because, or not probably because, as a justification for his execution, it was probably going to be that he abandoned his position, which is what led to Gregor's death. Because that would kind of make sense for how they would justify just straight up executing him. Because there's really not a lot of reasons for them to do that. I mean, as far as it goes, Geld didn't actually do anything wrong. I mean, let's face it, in the very beginning of the game, they were mass slaughtering civilians and actively attacking a literal defenseless town with a tank without taking prisoners, just straight up executing people in the streets. So really, Geld torturing non-Darskin civilians really wasn't that big of a deal as far as the Empire was concerned. So yeah, that's not the reason they were executing him. The reason they were executing him is because more than likely Maximilian felt that if he had stayed that he should have stayed and fought to the last man to prevent Falzon from falling. Also, because he managed to get himself captured, which would have probably been frowned upon. But there's a lot of nuance to it. I mean, we're supposed to take it as the idea that he didn't actually like the idea that Geld was just going around torturing people, especially civilians. I mean, there's a difference between attacking a city and them dying due to military attack than taking them as hostages and then torturing them to death. So that's probably what really roused the fire in him, because he does take it upon himself to at least somewhat represent the idea of a noble or royal ideology. So he wouldn't like the idea of just people getting spontaneously tortured for no good reason. Maybe if Geld had a better reason.
Largo, has everything I've done up to now been a mistake? Ever since Frederick was killed, I've thought of little else other than avenging his death. But it's like you said, killing that man won't bring Frederick back.
So we can't get Frederick back, but we're still gonna have to live our lives. Know what I think? We've got to live our lives the best we possibly can. You ask me, part of that means bringing peace back to Gallia. That's what I think he'd want. I know! How about we start a vegetable garden? Vegetables taste good, look good, and they're good for you. We're gonna make Gallia one big farm. What? What's so funny?
I just pictured Gallia as this giant pumpkin patch. It's too funny.
I ain't laughing.
I know you've always been watching my back for me. That's the only reason I've made it this far. Largo, thank you.
Sure.
Look at this. Just what's going on here?
Hey, that is,
Well, Largo. Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed what?
That's quite enough. The hostages were all recovered safely. Mostly thanks to your squad's efforts. Your orders are to return to the capital as soon as possible. That's all. Dismissed.
Captain!
And Farrat was never punished for that, despite the fact that she acted without orders, on her own authority, and unsupported. She basically commandeered a military detachment and went off and did her own thing with it. But because the mission was successful, they didn't have any casualties, the hostages were captured uninjured, and an Imperial officer was captured. More than likely, she just said to General Moron, "Here's the honor for that. Shove it." Because, let's face it, she doesn't like him, and he's kind of a worthless idiot. So it wouldn't be hard to convince him to just give up. up as long as he gets the glory out of it. This mission is one of the best and worst in the game. It's one of the best because it gives you one of the best flamethrowers in the game. It's the worst because you have to literally kill every soldier on the map. This is one of those where there's no flags to capture. The enemy are generally hidden, making them very difficult to find, much less hit. So, this is going to be fun. This is going to be so fun with my underleveled characters. I keep promising to level them, and I just don't do it.
The battle at Nagyar is almost upon us. Is there anything left to do beforehand?
No, Captain. We've made due preparations.
This will likely be the largest conflict you or I have seen. I want you rested and ready.
Oh, by the way, did the Darksons who survived back in Fausen make it out all right?
They should have. I told them all to evacuate to Randgries as soon as they could.
Speaking of the Darkson, I hear the Empire's begun another wave of hunts.
Darkson hunting.
Well, I guess that's one way to get back the labor force they lost at Fausen.
The report I read mentioned an enemy unit hunting Darksons by the border. I'm sending a squad to take care of it now. Go catch up on your sleep and relax a while. You're dismissed.
Captain Virat, would you let us do it?
What?
Please?
Rosie.
I'll second that, if we may, Captain.
All right. I'll place Squad 7 in charge of this operation. The village in question has a large Darkson population. It's been raided time and again. Secure the village and its people's safety, and stop those hunters.
Yes, Captain. We'll leave as soon as we can.
Here is your mission. If there are no questions, let's get started. I wish you good luck and happy hunting.
Now, this mission should have been called Hunt the Hunters.
The Darkson hunts end here and now! Squad 7, move out!
Awful lot of spots to hide around here.
Yeah, especially around the...
Huh, better believe that.
All right, let's begin the mission. Take out every last one of them.
Okay, now here's where things get kind of dodgy. I have to protect this area, and I have to go all the way up here and protect this area. There's multiple enemy tanks along this route. There's at least one more down here, and there's a Imperial Ace hidden in this grass over here. He's the guy with the flamethrower I've got to kill. The problem is, as soon as you kill something like, I think like 4 or 5 guys, all of a sudden, they'll basically just start all retreating, which will cause major issues if you don't have someone already up here guarding this flank.
I'm on it.
Leave it to me.
Their total number is unknown.
Enemy sighted.
Keep that front line strong.
Understood. Nothing personal.
I don't want...
Just watch this.
Prepare to fire mortars.
Just watch this. Spotted an enemy!
Stay sharp out there. Focus.
The world's better off with those oily dark hairs dead and gone, you idiots. Get in our way, and we'll be all too happy to send you to your next life.
All right!
Way ahead of you. Found us an enemy.
Remember to look at your surroundings. I can't move! Help me! Prevent them.
Make good use of cover as you proceed. Ready the mortars.
Beat Empire!
We need the...
Shooting time!
Here's where things get kind of tricky. Normally I would send somebody up there with a flamethrower.
Minor damage taken!
But unfortunately, due to issues,
Damage minimal!
I'm probably going to lose the Shamrock here because that next Lancer is going to fire.
Damage minimal!
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get Nadine up there if the Empire doesn't just straight up kill everybody. Oh, the last bet is probably the other guy. That is why I love that gun.
The hunt begins. Nothing personal. Sweet dreams.
Target silenced. Head for the next one.
Use those rocks for cover as you go.
Roger! Shooting time!
Just watch this.
All right!
No matter the cost.
Imperial units closing in. Watch out!
Please hit!
I ain't broke yet.
Who are these guys? Don't give them a chance to attack. Don't let them provoke you.
Understood. Nothing personal.
Why risk your hide for some dark hair? There's those who rule and those who obey. That's the way this world was made to be.
Watch your surroundings.
On my way.
Stop! Go around!
Thanks, buddy.
Meet Empire! Shooting time!
We need those pack mules for our labor.
Under light fire!
Yeah, that's what he calls light fire. Ah, there goes Mark. Marco.
Not yet!
I love to hate this guy. Yeah, a lot of them are using the special. Honestly, I'm really glad because if that had hit her just once, she probably wouldn't have been able to kill it.
The hunt begins. Man down!
Please stay strong! I'm on my way!
Run fast, medic!
No matter the cost.
Leave it to me.
Fly!
The hunt begins. Distracting.
And here's how you kill aces sneakily. Okay, not really.
Nothing personal.
But it does work, which is really important.
Sweet dreams.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
Beat Empire! Enemy there! Yeah!
And here's where basically we're going to have to sit here and wait for a lot.
Just, leave it to me. Like enemy found? Please hit, okay?
Secure route.
She can kill him. I think she can. Not entirely sure.
Just, leave it to me.
Surprise, she can.
Yeah, who are these guys? They just won't go down!
We've got no choice. Pull out. Everybody get out the best you can.
You know where to meet up afterwards. Once we all get there, the hunt's on.
Smug bastards. They're making plans for their next hunt before they're even out of this. Sevens, we're hunting these cowards right back. Don't let a single one of them go.
Yippee!
Don't let a single one of them go. Yippee!
Prepare to fire mortars. Come in, come in.
Enemy spotted?
That's a terrible place to leave her, but...
Damage minimal!
Yeah, that's how many guys are just hidden on this map all over the freaking place.
The hunt begins. The hunt begins. Nothing personal. Sweet dreams.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
Roger! Drawing time! Roger!
Enemy unit neutralized. Block off the enemy's path.
I'm on it. Here I come!
That's just about killing everybody you can.
Man down. Everybody be...
I'm on it. Go down! Mwah.
You're doing well. Just keep it up.
Moving out! Don't even think of dodging. Now!
Please avoid any hasty decisions, soldiers.
Come on, I'm a weapon. No, a shield!
Don't flinch!
I totally got it. Here I go!
Who are these guys?
And that's all. If I don't win it on this turn, then I'm basically going to have a B rank. And yeah, looks like I'm not winning it on this turn.
Just, leave it to me. Yippee!
Target silenced. Head to the next one. Divert the enemy's attention.
Understood.
Operation complete. That's all of them.
A scout runs up behind you, so you get shot in the back of the head.
You live in this village, kid? Where's your family at?
The Imperials who came to the village before, they killed my parents.
That doesn't make any sense with the intention of these.
That's rough.
Why do people hate us? Are they gonna keep hating us forever?
I'll tell you something. My town got hit by a hunt, too.
Really?
A whole bunch of Darksons lived near me, see? And they burned the whole place down. My mom and little brother died in the fire. After that, I started hating Darksons too. Figured if it weren't for them, you know? But a good friend showed me I was all wrong. She was the first real Darkson friend I had.
What's she like? How'd you become friends?
She was real stubborn, but she was true. Kind and honest and strong to the core. But she and I were off fighting the Empire and she got killed.
Oh.
Building a world where Darksons and everybody else got along was always her big dream. I figure now it falls on me to make sure that happens.
And she fails miserably.
Do you know a way to get people not to hate us? If so, please, please tell me.
I wish I did, kiddo. All I know is how to get things done my own way. Want to know my plan? When this war's over, I'm gonna be a singer.
A singer?
Yeah. Songs sound the same to folks of all kinds. The feelings behind them get through.
Not necessarily true, but we like to think it is.
I'll keep singing until her dream comes true. That's my way of making her world happen.
I mean, if it worked for, the anime with the transforming jet fighters that turn into robots. Oh, I know the name of this. I watched it a lot. Macross. That's what it was. That's what I was thinking about. Macross. They basically use the same concept. Music for the power of victory. Although they use it mostly just to distract the enemy so they can slaughter them.
You should figure out your own way, kiddo.
How I'd change the world?
With a machine gun.
Well, I gotta get going. Take care, kid.
You too. Thank you very much.
And he just created the next Unabomber.
Isara, I got something to report to you today. A while back, when we went to stop the hunts, I met a boy who'd lost his parents, right?
This should be right before the Battle of Gerlendia.
He sent me a letter.
No, Nagiar.
Said once I got to sing again, he'd come listen to me. Good taste for a little squirt, huh? And he says he wants to become a doctor. Says that's his way of changing the world. I'm not promising miracles, but we'll try, bit by bit. You just watch.
Wondering if this is supposed to take place immediately after the conflict ends. The timeline's kind of sketchy.
Take it easy, Isara. I'll come again soon.
This is the last one of these, and I think I'm going to take a break after this one, because this is by far the hardest mission in the game. It's another one where you don't have any flags, no reinforcements. You have 4 units, unlike the previous one where you had 8. 4 units to protect a small map, and the enemy is everywhere. They've got heavy tanks, they've got multiple soldiers. This mission is a challenge and a half. Since technically these are side stories taking place before the big battle of Gerlendio, I actually have the authority to go deal with these problems. Such as leveling up and stuff. Okay, now here's the basic flamethrower I have, which is the FF1. Has B aim, range of 90 versus person 130 versus armor 44. It's a good flamethrower for a level 1 flamethrower. This is the Imperial one. And VBFW1, Galleon captured. B, 90 range, 380 flamethrower damage. With 60 anti-armor. That one's 44. Now, this is the one I just captured. BBFW2. 500. It deals 500 damage. Bridget has 342 hit points. This deals 500 damage. There are very, very few enemies who can survive one hit from this.
Come back!
I only have enough for 2 upgrades, so I'm going to go visit the war cemetery and see if the old man has anything. I don't think so, but I gotta try anyway. Answer is no, he does not. Alright, back to the training field. Let's see. I think I'm going to level up the scouts. I don't know. I mean, honestly, scouts put in some work in the last mission, but in reality, I think the one who contributed the most was probably the engineer. But at the same time, Rosie, this was like a personal mission for Rosie, so I feel like I should at least upgrade the troopers. I think
You're good! Looks like that. Okay!
Yeah, I think that's a good balance because, let's face it, if it hadn't been for Nadia or Nadine, then the Shamrock would have been destroyed twice.
Come back!
Pretty sure there's nothing in there.
Come back!
And I'm not allowed to upgrade the Edelweiss anymore because Asara's dead. Yay. And I don't get anything from the Audience Hall or Castle Front Street, I believe.
Hey! Oh, and how about... Come...
Yeah, nothing really interesting there.